Hello, wonderful people. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing great. I welcome you to my live section with you. All right. Today, I want us to dive into the life of Joseph in the Bible. And I am taking it from Genesis 37, verse 1. Our main focus is on verse 1 to 5, but we'll be taking our lessons down, coming from 1 to the very last verse. Okay, so I'm going to read verse 1 to 5. Let's go. Genesis 37, verse 1 to 5, and I read. So Jacob lived in the land where his father Isaac has been a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, when he was 17 years, was shepherding the flocks with his brothers. The boy was with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's secondary wives, and Joseph brought back a bad report about them to their father. Now, Israel, into bracket, Jacob, loved Joseph more than all his children because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a multicolored tunic. His brothers saw that their father loved Joseph more than all of his brothers, so they hated him and could not find it within themselves to speak to him on friendly terms. Now, Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brothers, and they hated him even more. He said to them, Listen, please, he said to them, please listen to the detail of this dream which I have dreamed. Okay, let's get down to verse 10, all right? We, brothers, were binding sheaves of green stalks in the field, and lo, my sheaf suddenly got up and stood upright and remained standing. And behold, your sheaves stood all around my sheaf and bowed down in respect. His brothers said to him, Are you actually going to reign over us? Are you really going to rule and govern us as your subjects? So they hated him even more for telling them about his dream and for his arrogant words. So the story of Joseph, as we are seeing, started with him in his father's house with his brothers. And Joseph woke up one day and told them that, Hey brothers, I've had a dream, and this is the detail of my dream. This is what the Lord has revealed to me, that we were in the field tying bands of wheat, and then mine stood up and all of you bowed to me. All right. And Joseph told them in goodwill that, Oh, you are my family, and I am telling you this because it is something that the Lord has laid on my heart. I do not know what it means. And after I saw that Joseph's brothers hated him and he went ahead telling him about his dreams, I was like, who is this? Is it not a grown up that you know that, oh, the people you are telling this dream to, they are not really interested in it? The people you are telling them that this is the future that I see and all that, they are not really interested? Or is it that Joseph did not understand the dream? So I went to look for the age of Joseph just to be sure because I was a little curious. And I found out that Joseph was 17 years. I don't know how true it is. It is history, it is Bible, and we've all come to know. So I saw that Joseph was 17. I said, okay, so maybe that's the reason why he felt so free to tell his family this. But it's natural, right? That you have a dream and you don't understand, or even if you've understood it, you are not telling people that they will think that you are boasting, but you are telling them so that maybe planets and the stars, meaning his father, his mother, and his brothers. They were all bound down to him. And his father Jacob asked him, Joseph, what are you saying? Are you saying that your mother and I and your brothers are going to bow down to you? And I don't know, but after Joseph tells them the dream, I don't remember anywhere again that Joseph talks about any other thing. The only thing I remember happening is the father sending him to go and check where his brothers were taking care of the sheep, whether they are there. And I found the attitude of Joseph to be kind of reserved and maybe silent. He didn't really, even though he might have the dream and all, but he didn't really know where this dream was was leading him to. He didn't know what the future held. I don't think he even knew the meaning of the dream, even though the parents were telling him, and the brothers already hated him, so that one is a done deal for him. All right. I want us to know at this point that we have read the Bible that you might have dreams, you might have aspirations, you might have visions on your heart that you wish so much that you would tell someone. You will open up to someone and tell them that, my friend, this is the dream I had. The Lord has laid it on my heart to do this for this person. The Lord has laid it on my heart to build this church auditorium for these people. The Lord has laid it on my heart to take care of this family. And you are going to be hated. I'm going to be asked, like, who do you think you are that you can do these things for these people? You think that there are not more capable people who can do this? Are you the only person who can do so? If you are not available, this thing is not going to go on. And I see that Joseph has a resilient spirit. He didn't rebel that, my brothers, I have told you this and you are not supporting me. No. I think he continued to pray, or he continued to do whatever he was doing in the presence of God. Because there is no instance that we had Joseph confronting his brothers over what they did to him. Okay, so continuing from where we ended, let me continue from it. But Joseph dreamed still another dream and told it to his brothers. He said, see here, I have another dream. I have again dreamed a dream, and lo, this time I saw 11 stars, and the sun and the moon bowed low in respect to me. He told it to his father as well as his brothers, but his father rebuked him, as I said earlier. Verse 11. Joseph's brothers were envious and jealous of him, but his father kept the words in mind, wondering about the meaning. We might have basic meaning for everything, but there might be deeper versions of it, right? Okay, the next one. Then his brothers went to pasture their father's flocks near Shem. Israel, Jacob said to Joseph, are not your brothers pasturing at Shem? Come, I will send you to them. And he said, here I am, ready to obey you. Then Jacob said to him, please go and see whether everything is all right with your brothers and all right with the flocks. Then bring word back to me. So he sent him from the Hebron valley, and he went to Shem. Okay, so from here going, Joseph was sent by his dad to go and find out where his brothers were taking care of the sheep. And he goes, he met a man. It's like, were my brothers not taking care of the sheep here? And the man said, oh, they have moved on. And Joseph goes there. And as soon as they saw him, they said, let me take it. I want to see the exact thing that the brothers said. Verse 18. And when they saw him from a distance, even before he came close to them, they plotted to kill him. They said to one another, look, here comes this dreamer. People will call you a dreamer. People will not understand what the Lord has put in your heart. You'll be given names because of what you believe. You'll be told, you'll be discouraged. I'm not going to tell you the examples of things that will be said because when those people are talking, you will know that They are the ones speaking, and they'll do everything for you to feel bad, for you to be downcast, for you to feel like, hey, can I do this? They will let you question what the Lord has laid on your heart. Do not open your gates to such people. We know the kind of friends we have, the kind of people around us, the kind of things they speak from their mouth. Some people, when they put one word down, you have to correct them 1,000 times because they will not agree that what they said is not right. What they said is what they've said, and that is what they believe in. And if you're going to tell me otherwise, you need more convincing to do. No, don't keep such people around you. They will only discourage you. At the end of the day, they are going to bring down your spirit. If your spirit was 100%, they will make sure they drain it to zero, possibly to their level. That now your mind, you think alike. If you say something, you compliment it. Don't surround yourself with such people. Let them call you names. There comes the dreamer. Yes, I know what I am doing. I know where I'm going. Let me dream. Okay? Dreamers hold the future. Let me say it like that. Because the Lord is revealing the future to us through dreams. Alright? So let's continue. And then, come, let us kill him and throw him into one of the pits. Then we will say to our father, a wild animal killed and devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben, the oldest, heard this and rescued him from their hands and said, let us not take his life. Reuben said to them, do not shed his blood, but instead throw him alive into the pit that is here in the wilderness, and do not lay a hand on him to kill him. And he said it so that he could come back later and rescue him. Now, when Joseph reached his brothers, they stripped him of his tunic, a distinctive multicolored tunic which he was wearing. Then they took him and threw him into the pit. Now, the pit was empty. There was no water in it. Sometimes I want Joseph, why? Like, you know your brothers hate you. This tunic that you've been, multicolored tunic your father gave you that you've been wearing, they hate you. They don't like that you are the only one wearing it. And then you wear it and you go and look for them, so that you go and give reports to your father what they are doing. Why, Joseph? Why, Joseph? Why? Like, it's so funny, but as I said earlier, I don't see him talking again. After his dream, he was like, it was everything being done around him concerning him, but he was just silent. Joseph was silent throughout. But I get him. They hate you, but not to the extent that you thought they will kill you. They hate you not to the extent that you thought they want to terminate you so that your dream will not come to. What does it even matter? I'm not going to do anything to you. If I am going to lead or rule over you, I am not going to do anything to you. I might just be helping you, but the thought of God is not the thought of man. Man might be thinking something else. Man might be thinking position. God might be thinking delivering a whole village, a whole city, a whole country by one man. But man will not understand. I had a preaching that said that you think that what happened to Joseph and his brothers is just a Bible story, but when you wake up one day and your little sister is telling you, then you laugh about it. Then you laugh about it because you now relate it to your own life, and you see that you do what the brothers did, but not to the extent of that. Well, Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it, right? So we never know. Now they sat down. Then they sat down to eat their meal. When they looked up, they saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead with their camels bearing ladumon, resin for perfume, and balm and myrrh, going on their way to carry the cargo down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, what do we gain if we kill our brother and cover him in blood? Come, let us instead Tell him to these Ishmaelites and Midianites and not lay our hands on him, because he is our brother, our flesh. So his brothers listened to him and agreed. Then, as the Midianite traders were passing by, the brothers pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit, and they sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. And so they took Joseph as a captive into Egypt. So that's it. Joseph was taken. That is how Joseph was taken to Egypt. Reuben had a different plan. God also has a different plan. Okay, man can do whatever they want to do, but whatever God says, this is what I am going to do, that is what he's going to do. If the Lord has shown Joseph that he's going to be in a pit, he's going to be tempted by Potiphar's wife and all the negative things, Joseph would have started guarding himself against that. He would have started staying away from women, because he has seen in his dreams that he's going to be tempted. He will start staying away from his brothers or anyone who seems to say things that threaten him. But God didn't show him that. What God showed him was he ruling, he being the head of everything. And so I think it made Joseph be at ease that whatever was going on, I expected him to talk that when the brothers placed him in the pit, like, what have I done to deserve this? Please leave me alone, let me go. But no, there was nothing like that. He was sold, and we don't hear any confrontation. Like, he went quietly, and oh, good Joseph. Now Reuben, unaware of what had happened, returned to the pit, and to his great alarm found out Joseph was not in the pit. So he tore his clothes in deep sorrow. He rejoined his brothers and said, "The boy is not there. As for me, where shall I go to hide from my father?" Then they took Joseph's tunic, slaughtered a male goat, and dipped the tunic in the blood, and they brought the multicolored tunic to their father, saying, "We have found this. Please examine it and decide whether or not it is your son's tunic." He recognized it and said, "It is my son's tunic. A wild animal has devoured him. Joseph is without doubt torn in pieces." So Jacob tore his clothes in grief, put on sackcloth, and mourned many days for his son. Then all his sons and daughters attempted to console him, but he refused to be comforted. "I will go down to the place of the dead in mourning for my son." And his father wept for him. Meanwhile, in Egypt, the Midianites sold Joseph as a slave to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and the captain of the royal guard. It may seem like slavery from one place to another, that's how your future is going, that's how your life is moving. But God has a bigger plan. You will not sit on chariots to get to where you are going. You might, some stories, everyone in their story, but God has a bigger plan for you. It might seem like you are trailing the same road over and over again, but God knows what is best for you, and He will take care of you. God will deliver you from the hands of the enemy. Whatever they have planned for you, He will deliver you from it. God knew that if Joseph had gone back to his father, fine, he is alive and all, but if that famine had come, all of them would have been dead. God draws the bigger picture. He knows. God draws the bigger picture. He knows. He understands everything that goes on in our life. Nothing happening in our life is how do I call it? A mistake. He takes control over it all. So let's get to 38. Let's get to 38. Now, at that time, Judah left his brothers and went down to stay with a certain Dulamite named Hira. Alright, so as we all know, At the end of the day, Joseph was sent to Potiphar's house. His wife, looking at Joseph and how he is, wanted to seduce him. Joseph ran. Joseph went to the prison and he still comported himself. And he comported himself so much that he was given a post there and he didn't even raise his shoulders over it. I think God was just working in him quietly. God was working in him quietly because Joseph was loved by God, and everything that he touches was a blessing. That is how he is. So I think that each of us, wherever we find ourselves, wherever we go, when our lives have to shine in front of people, God, having worked his perfect will in us, will bring us to his perfection. Because we see that he becomes the prime minister and saves his family when that famine comes, that people were dying left, right. Joseph was the one who saved his family. So let us not feel that whatever we are going through, I'm going through my own, you are going through yours. God understands, God knows. He will bring us to the perfect place. That everything, all our heart desires, He will fulfill. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me today. And if you loved this Bible studies, do leave a message and like and do leave a message and subscribe. I hope to see you all. Let's live big, let's live loud, and don't tell your dreams to people you know are not going to encourage you. Dream, be a dreamer. Yes, tell people who are going to inspire you and uplift you. Have a wonderful week, wonderful day, wonderful month, and see you another time. Stay blessed. Bye.